My fellow Guyanese, greetings to you. Welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I am your precious gifts. I am Dr. Prasad. I'm here for you. So while you are here for me and you are showing your support, I want you to click like on this live. Let me hear what you think. I need you to comment. I need you to share the live. And always remember to subscribe. I'm thanking all the persons who tune in on a regular basis. I am eternally, meaning immortally thankful and grateful for your viewership, your criticisms, your insults, your threats, but most importantly, those who subscribe and the kindness, the loyalty of the persons who continue to extend financial support. For that is very, very needed. And as you know what the PNC and the WIN people keeps telling me, some of you read it on the social media, that I'm begging for donations, that I'm broke. So you have to show them that we're all broke, but we help each other out with the little that we have. That is what we do as People's Progressive Party civic citizens. As PPP members, as one Guyana, we stand with each other. We support each other when the need is there. We never turn our backs on our brothers or our sisters. We from the PPP, we don't do that. We stand in solidarity because we know the fight is never over as long as we have to deal with the PPP, the PNC and the WIN party. The fight is never over. So thank you to all the great citizens of Guyana, in Guyana, out of Guyana. I'm thankful for your prayers, for your financial contributions, and I encourage you to keep up the good work you're doing in your own way. Guyana needs you. I'm not important. You, the citizens, are important. Without you, I don't exist. There is no Dr. Prasad. There is no Uncensored Guyana. There is nothing. You are the one that keeps me together. That's why I'm fighting for you. I need nothing, but I need everything for you, the Guyanese citizen. And let me say this to all those who keep saying what they're saying. I'm saying this now on this live so you can get it across the internet. I have never applied for cash grant. I've never applied for housing. Nothing whatsoever. I've never applied for it. I frequent Guyana. That's my country. I would not give up Guyana citizenship for nothing. No matter where in the world I go, I am proud to be a Guyanese. But here what the thing is. To the persons who had offered for me to get certain facilities, I said no. When every Guyanese living in Guyana who are paying taxes, who are contributing towards the development of the country on the ground, when every Guyanese receive their due house lot, their due housing from the Ali government, then I can be blessed with a house lot or a house. But I don't want to be put in front of anybody. Serve the Guyanese on the ground first. This is why I refused any handouts. Give it to the Guyanese first. I can be any part of the world and fight for my country. When my country needs me and my country calls for me, I will physically be there to serve my country. But right now, I am serving my country on this platform. And I'm saying the taxpayers, the ones who are there every day in, day out, they're the ones who deserve the services first from Guyana, not me. They do. When they're served, my service can come after. So don't go thinking I am doing anything because I want favors from the Ali government. No, I don't. I am serving my government. I am loyal to my president because he is the best. That's the bottom line. I'm supporting my party because it's the only party, the only movement by which Guyana can continue progressing. That's why I am standing with the PPP. Not because I need house lots or I need a government house. I don't. That needs to go to the Guyanese who are in Guyana on the ground first. I want all Guyanese to get house lot, to get housing, to enjoy the facilities of the country. Then, if any is left, I'll be happy to share in the prosperity of my country. Do we have to keep going over this? I'm not rich, but I'm not going to go in front of any Guyanese who has been there waiting their turn. No favors, no pulling of strings. Check the system. See if my name is there for anything. You actually didn't have a way of getting information as you claim. Then put your people to search. Let them check. I have no bank account in Guyana. I have no land application. Let them check. Don't make accusations by the way and all kinds of nonsense. You have nothing against me. You have nothing on me, nothing. To say that government is doing favors for me, nothing. I am loyal to the PPP forever. I'm not flipping. One day I'm here, the next day I'm there. No. I've always been a Jaganite. I will continue to be a Jaganite. The next president under the PPP will get my support. And then the next one, and the next one. The only one that did not get my support was Ramotar. Donald Ramotar. He's the only one I didn't support. And I had my reasons. I had my reasons. And to this day, I am satisfied that my reasons were just. If you had followed me consistently, you would have heard me criticize Donald Ramotar many times. Before the elections, after the elections, I've always been critical of him. Because quite frankly, I think he didn't have balls. He allowed the PNC to slap him around during the time he was president. They used him, they abused him, they took advantage of him. Because he didn't have balls as a president. He was an embarrassment to the PPP. I don't know how the fuck he got the nomination. I didn't. I don't know what happened. How did he get that? But we had to go through pain, so now we can enjoy pleasure. You know, like a woman giving birth, those few hours, painful. But when she see the baby, there is nothing compared to that. She will do it all over again. But no. Don't get me wrong. Guyana will not do a Ramotar all over again. I'm just making comparisons with the pregnancy, the pain. But the pain that Guyana had to go through with Donald Ramotar and the PNC, back to back, 2010, 2015, pain, 2015, 2020, hell. Guyana was delivered into the hands of greatness. So the pleasures we are experiencing since 2020, the euphoria We are still at the climax. We can't come down because it's too much. It's too much to come down. It's like, no, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Yeah. So what do I say that? I am pro PPP. I love the party. I love the people. I love the president, and I love myself. That's why. And I advise you, Guyanese, to love yourself and support the PPP. Let me give you one reason. Yesterday, our president, Irfan Ali, in case you forgot his name, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, along with his team, cabinet, and contractors, commissioned a road at the Paramakatay in the interior, an airstrip, brand new airstrip. Now, what this airstrip does? It connects the interland to the rest of the country. Easy access. You don't have to go by road, because going by road takes a lot of gas, time, and all of those factors factor in is going to affect the prices of goods and services. If the business community have to look at that route. The commissioning of this airstrip facilitates a continuous flow of not just helicopters, planes, and things like that, which means goods and services can be delivered faster. Tourism would be boosted. The villages around the area could be expanded. That's progress. That is what was done under the PPP. During the elections time, the president talked about it. He talked about it, that when this is completed, prices in the interior, the hinterlands, would come down. Because he had to address the cries of the people living in those regions as to how expensive it is to stay alive in those areas. The president addressed it, along with all the other persons involved, and delivered his third month in the new term. What justification you have not to support the People's Progressive Party? What is your justification? I have a million things I can say, a million reasons I can give you as to why this is the only party. Unfortunately, we had a disaster as Donald Ramotar to deal with, a disaster. We have to thank the universe that Barra Jaglio decided to come back to save Guyana. And he returned. Now, all the things we keep hearing about Ajruddin and Ajruddin and Ajruddin, he keeps promoting himself as the innocent one, as the one who is, there's a political campaign against him to get him extradited because of jealousy, because of all these things. Folks, you heard about the scandal, you heard about the scam, you heard about the fraud involving vehicles with the GRA and the Mohammeds. During the time when that story came out, what did the Mohammeds do? Denied it. It's a witch hunt. It's a lie. Not true. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how much more forceful I can say this. Guyanese, I'm telling you, for those of you who might be gullible, you're thirsty for nonsense, you're thirsty for lies, you want to hear some gossip about some minister, I get it. That's your appetite. That's your taste. I get it. You're nasty. Fine. That's you. But do you have to subscribe to the Mohammed's page for that? Do you have to build their platform? Do you have to share their videos? Do you have to spread the message, the lies that he is spreading against your government? Do you have to do it? You may have an appetite to hear those nonsense, but just hear it and just let it go. Let it go. Don't perpetuate it into infinity because somehow you think it's cool. It's not. Every time you share something from Azriddin Mohammed, you are affecting all the people on your page. You are exposing them to that lie, to that negativity, to that stupidity. And it's not fair. You are spreading the virus to people that you consider friends and families. Even if it shows up on your wall, you don't have to share it. You don't have to comment on it. Don't spread these nasty things about your government, about your president. Don't do it. This man is a criminal. This man is going to go to jail. Today is the hearing that we're waiting for. I haven't gotten any updates as to the beginning of the show, but I know they're busy. Their lawyers are threatening to prolong the case. They're saying it on camera. They're saying it live. They're saying it in interviews. They said it yesterday. They're going to prolong it. If they don't like the outcome of today, they're going to appeal it all the way to the CCJ. You know how much time that is? You know how long that will take? The case with the PNC robbers that fraud the elections in 2020, that declared false information. It's 2026 and none of them are jailed. The case is still going on. 6 years on, still going on. Why? Why can't we expedite these things? Why does it have to be keep postponing? For what? What is it that these judges have to do? What do they have to do? Why it always has to be, you got to postpone. Is this a process? Is this a thing? Imagine if the police know who the suspect were or are, and going to the suspects and telling them, listen, I'm going to come arrest you tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes, call the suspect and say, hey, next week comes, call the suspect or send a text and said, don't go anywhere. I'm coming here in December to arrest you. Imagine if that were the case. Because that's what's happening in the so-called justice system. You have all the evidence. But the lawyers who always play the tricks they play, the magistrate have to comply. As though the magistrate is working for the defendants or the guilty ones. And you prolong these things for years. And that's what the WIN people are planning to do. To prolong it for years. This shit gotta be over with today. I don't know as I'm speaking, I don't know what the outcome is. But based on what these lawyers are saying, they would not accept whatever the outcome is. But I hope that the Attorney General is serious. I hope he is, and he's not just talking for the sake of talking. That if the magistrate sign off on the request, Azriddin and his father would be arrested today. Today they shall be arrested. No bail, pending extradition. Keep them behind bars. But if you fall for that shit again with these lawyers, and if they don't like what the magistrate would decide today, then what? No arrest? They're going to try to file some case quick to prevent arrest? Or they got to go back before another judge and get bail again? This thing got to be over with. This is serious business we're talking about. Serious business. Don't forget, just a few days ago, a man who thought he could run away from the law had his country bombed. Almost 100 people died as a result of his arrest. You want that for Guyana? In the pursuit of Azriddin and his father? Is that what you want? For Guyanese lives to be put at risk for these two criminals? We understand that the government stands with law and order. Our government is a government of justice, of truth, of peace, of prosperity. And the government will not be a part of a conspiracy to prevent extradition, to block extradition, or to anyway endanger the case against the Mohammeds. Not the Ali government. To my disappointment, to the whole country's disappointment, the former President Donald Ramotar talked to the most prejudiced newscast against the PPP, the racist newscast from News Source or Gordon Mosley, the newscast that only talks good about the PNC, the Win people, and pushes fake news against the PPP, yet being supported, financially supported by the PPP. The People's Progressive Party don't advertise with me, they advertise with Gordon Mosley. In case you didn't know. So they had an interview with Donald Ramotar about what happened in Venezuela. Why does his opinion matters? The man was a failed president, a disaster for the PPP. He succumbed to the PNC. He allowed those Negroes in the PNC to take advantage of him. He embarrassed the legacy of Chedi Jagan, Donald Ramotar. And now he's going to go on camera and criticize the Ali government? Yeah, that's what he did. He criticized our president. Read between the lines. When he's going to, as a former president of Guyana, who understood the risk Guyana faced. As a matter of fact, during the time when Guyana was in the height or the heat of being annexed and bombed by Venezuela, Ramotar had nothing to say. We didn't hear from him. He was in the shadows. And he comes out suddenly to condemn what our government stood besides with the Americans. He's going to call the Americans illegal. It's an illegal act. It's against sovereignty. It's against this. What? Ramotar, don't forget who made you president. It's the People's Progressive Party, and the supporters of the People's Progressive Party made you president. And you're going to come out and talk in favor of Ajudin Mohammed, the PNC, and Maduro, because that's what you're doing. If you're going to come out and defend Maduro and Venezuela to say that the Americans are wrong, and this is unjustly, and this is this, if you didn't hear what he said, if you didn't hear the nonsense he said, try to get it and listen to him. Try to get what he's, and listen to him. And ask yourself the question, is this the man that you thought had the best interests of Guyana at heart? Is this the man that you supported 2010, 2015? Is this the man you believe is a true PPP at heart? Now he's going to talk against the Guyanese government? Because exactly that's what he did. Our president on many occasions, President Ali, on many occasions, said the country stands with the Americans, our partners, against narco trafficking, against transnational crimes. He said it repeatedly. We are with the Americans. We are with any country that stands for law and order. The Guyanese government don't treat their citizens the way Maduro have been treating his citizens for decades. Our government stood in solidarity. The vice president, the president stood in solidarity with what has happened. And to have the former president, not Granger, you would expect that from Granger, from David Granger, Donald Ramotar, to come on camera to a black newscast that is against the PPP and criticized, talking about some report said that Venezuela had nothing to do with narcotics or crime or drugs. Ramotar, you are a disgrace. Seriously, man. You're causing problems in that country. The PNC can take that statement that you made. Ajruddin and his cronies can take the statement that you made and use it against the PPP and the people of Guyana. Because a lot of people think that you still represent the People's Progressive Party, Donald Ramotar. And for you to come out and say those things, the enemy can use it against us. Because you're supposed to be one of us. You are the president for the PPP. So when you come and you say these things, using these strong statements as a former president against the Americans, you're putting our country at risk. You're putting our government at risk. Where do you stand, man? Are you a PNC now? Are you hoping to take up a position in the Win Party? Where do you stand? You didn't come out and campaign with the PPP. There was nothing you said about on the campaign trail. I heard some spots here and there, but you did not campaign for the PPP. Then shut the fuck up. You didn't get Ali elected. If it is that you are jealous of President Ali, I still don't understand why. You had your chance, you blew it. You were bullied 2015 into losing the elections. Because quite frankly, the PPP did not lose the elections 2015. You were bullied. You allowed those Negroes to bully you and take over the presidency. So what's this? You're turning on Mohammed now? You have some beef with the PPP? You hate Jagdeo? Or you're just jealous of Irfan Ali? It's a disgrace, Donald Ramotar. The things you've said, it's disgraceful. It's disappointing, it's disgraceful. You should have just stayed quiet and retired easily. Do like Granger. Go somewhere, go to Swahili land. Retire quietly. Let the young president do his job. Don't try to undermine our government. But what you have said, you need to retract it. You need to take it back. You need to take back those statements. They are dangerous. They can undermine the legitimacy of the process right now for the Mohammeds. Because everything you're saying could be used against the government in favor of the Mohammeds. You can't help Maduro, but you can help the Mohammeds. It's disgraceful and disappointing. This is why I've never supported you. This is why, because of these things. How can you, man? You lost re-elections. And instead of just counting your blessings that you live in the greatest country, you were once secretary of the greatest party and presidential candidate and president of the greatest party. Those are blessings, Ramotar, that you would never have gotten with the PNC or any other party. It's the People's Progressive Party that has afforded you that opportunity. And for you to come out and say the things you've said against what our government said, what our president said, your president, the man that came up under you, who looked at your ways, even learned from you, you're going to destroy his statements, his sentiments, because you have some quiet jealousy. Ali is Ali. Jagdeo is Jagdeo. You are you. Don't be jealous of President Ali. I mean, Vice President Jagdeo accepted his position. Ali is the better president. Look at what Jagdeo is supporting him. Barra Jagdeo is supporting President Ali. He's not boycotting Ali. He's not jealous of Ali because Ali is a better president. Jagdeo is the greatest politician. Ali is not a politician. He's the greatest statesman. Where do you fit, Donald? Where do you fit? You're a terrible president. Terrible politician. What, you're just a citizen? An ex-president citizen? I am hurt because of what you said. Because I spend every day supporting the Americans and my government and the initiatives the Americans took against Maduro. Not as if you don't know. You know what Barnum put through Guyanese. You were alive. You know how many Guyanese ran from Guyana because of Barnum. You know that. The same way you know in your term how many Venezuelans flee Venezuela because of Maduro. You know these things. And Chavez. Suddenly you like these guys? Yeah, I know you met them when you were president. But what the fuck, man? Where does your loyalty lies? With Venezuela or with Guyana? I am disappointed. And you should take back those statements. Take it back. Because you're not speaking on behalf of the PPP. You're speaking as a citizen that is bitter and jealous of the young president. That's what it is. Jealousy. And anybody from the PPP that is making statements to hurt the president, and I'm aware of it, I'm going to talk about you. Because I know there are lots of people in the PPP that are jealous of Ali, jealous of Jagdeo. They're trying to undermine the presidency. They're leaking information. I know that. But I just want their name. But you just happen to do it in public, where the whole country, I hope so, heard you. And they would say, isn't this a former president under the PPP? How could he be saying these things? Condemning the Americans in favor of Maduro? Venezuela was never a drug. What's wrong with you? Minister Rodriguez, Suzanne Rodriguez. President Ali chose you to be Minister of Tourism after taking you out of the housing ministry for whatever reason. Focus on the job ahead. Focus on the task at hand. If you are the Minister of Tourism, what is tourism? You got to paint a picture about the country to seduce foreigners to come to the country. Because the tourist industry, like Barbados, there are countries where their economy depends on tourism. Without tourism, the economy would collapse. Imagine if Guyana can build the tourism industry to a point where you can equate the income from tourism against the income from oil. That's a powerful ministry you have there to lead, Minister Rodriguez. It's a powerful ministry. It's mighty. The world is looking. But when you're getting into these petty fights with this jackass, this oversized clitoris boy on social media, and you're being so touchy and so sensitive to these stupid claims this man is making against you, what impression you think the rest of the world gets? You're the Minister of Tourism. What impression you think you're giving them? It's not a good impression. Nobody cares, and I'm speaking on behalf of everybody. Nobody cares about what your asset portfolio is. The commission that cared about that, you gave them that information. They investigated you. And so was all the other ministers or government officials. They're the ones who needed to know. So that when you go into government, they can compare to what you had before as against what you have acquired during the time. That's basically it. Then they can establish, hey, corruption. But in the meantime, we all deal with banks. We know how banks work. But stooping to that level, to every little thing the Mohammeds throw against you, you have to address it publicly. It is bad for a tourism ministry, a tourism minister. You're dealing with tourists. You can turn visitors away, investors away, because if that's the petty bottom house, girly, boily, boy playhouse politics in Guyana, nobody will take you serious. No foreign investors will take you serious. They will say this is an immature girl or lesbian, whatever. Why can't she just move on from this? You know what the agenda of the Mohammeds is. They have to pick on the weak link of the PPP. If they think that you are that touchy, they're going to keep on your case. They're going to keep on your case until you do something really nasty and get fired. Because the president will fire you if you step over into this ugly side just to get even with the Mohammeds. Fuck the Mohammeds, man. You have a ministry to run, and a very important ministry. You now start. It's 3 months. You have a long way to go. Focus on the future of your ministry. Fuck the Mohammeds. Even if they want to prolong case, if the judge sign off on the extradition, they can be arrested still and put in jail in Guyana, pending whatever appeal they're making, while behind bars, denied bail. All of that can still happen. So whether they're extradited out the country, they can still be extradited in the Guyana prisons, Camp Street Jail or wherever, fighting their case from there. That should have been the situation in the first place. Don't waste your time behind them. Their phones will be taken away from them as long as they're in prison. Don't be sucked into that. I'm a gas station this and housing this and this. It's nonsense, man. It's petty nonsense. You know the facts. You know the truth. The president knows the facts. The government knows the truth. So why bother with them? You're wasting time to please the audience the Mohammeds have. They're a bunch of scraps and scrapes and hooligans. You're stooping to please them. They're not the ones you have to satisfy. The people you have to satisfy are the people who support the PPP. And are they the ones pointing finger at you? No, they're not. No, we're not. Because we're looking at how you perform as a minister. We want to see the country promoted. We want to see the country become the Big Apple. And everybody wants to come to Guyana. That's what the tourism ministry is for. Make the country attractive. Get involved in movies. Let the country be featured in Hollywood. Promote Guyana in every possible way you can. Ignore the stupidity of the WIN and the PNC and all these other people that they're concerned about. So I ask you, no more with the WIN people. Forget about them. We got you. Okay? We got you. My platform, I got you. If the president approves of you, I approve of you. Don't be bothered with that soon to be jailhouse girl. There's better things to do. Now, you know this guy they call Max. I know he wants me to talk about him. Yeah, I'll talk about you. Brian Max. My hands are much bigger than the critic, the Guyanese critic. Much bigger. And I can say for a certainty, I am much stronger than the Guyanese critic. Much stronger. Don't fuck with me. Max, you may have gotten a warm-up from the critic, But for me, that will be a sure thing. I don't give you warm-ups. And like I said, I'm not a violent person. Don't step into my territory, because what I owe the Mohammeds is making sure that on my show, every day, I dedicate time to them until they're in the hands of the federal prison in America. That's all I owe them. I owe them time on my show. However, I can convert that time into a slap. And instead of delivering the slap to Ajudin, you can collect it. Yes, Brian Max, you can come and collect the slap for Ajudin, because I don't owe them money. So you can't come collect money. You can collect a slap though. And for the records, I have a lot of kids, which means I like women. Yeah, I like women. And the part of women that I like is the vagina. The vagina. That's what I like. You and all the people from WIN seem to have one thing in common. I mean, the men from WIN, you seem to have one thing in common. An anus G-spot. Or according to Doggy, a clitoris at the back. I know about that with a woman. She got a clitoris on the vagina. So don't look this side. You need to keep your eyes on all those people who are focusing on WIN, who are taking money from WIN, all those little so-called platforms. Focus on them. I am too huge for you to take on. I'm a giant compared to you. And don't get twisted with the numbers you see. My platforms were shut down like 5 times. 5 times shut down my platforms. So don't get carried away with that. I know what it's like to have huge numbers. I know millions of views. I know. I've been there. So I know what I'm talking about. In the meantime, I will treat it with a pinch of salt for now. So Max, you fuck with Jagdeo, you fuck with Ali, you fuck with a critic, but don't you fuck with me. Because I will put all 3 of the anger together and deliver to you. Yeah. You can put the rest in. So you keep calling my name. Keep doing it. Now, if Nazar Mohammed has the balls to go and bulldoze anyone off of the land that he has illegally acquired under the PNC, I would want to see that. If Nazar Mohammed, because his son would not want to lose the support of those Negroes, he wouldn't want to do that. So he's going to step aside and let his father do the dirty work that he usually does. But if he wants to go bulldoze those Negroes from the land that he got illegally from the PNC, I would like to be an audience to that. So I'm telling the guy in his stool, the land belongs to the government. It belongs to the people. And since the government usually regularize squatters, go squat. It's not the Mohammed's land. It was acquired under fraudulent means. The PNC had no right to allocate those lands to them, to sell those lands. They had no right to do it. So the lands technically still belong to the state. Go and squat on the land. Build some shack there, then apply to the government for plots on the same land because it's public land. You should go and occupy the piece that you want and then go through the process and apply to the government for that piece. But in the meantime, go squat. It's state land. It inland belong to the Mohammeds. Let them complain to Granger or Ramotar. Yeah. Go complain to Granger because he approved it. But he can't do shit. He's bluffing. Call him on his bluff. He's Maduro. Go and put your building there, all the people from Tiger Bay, them Tiger Bay people, those who didn't get their lot yet from the government, go squat on those lands. You know where it is. Build your shack there. Then ask the government to put water and light in the area. 7-to-1 housing, prime housing scheme, house lots, or 75. Look how many. He got one son and a bisexual for a daughter. What will they do with 75 house lots at that location? What, they plan to adopt children? To put their lovers in one? They have so many land that they got under the PNC. I hope the government takes all of it back because it was acquired under fraudulent means. The PNC had no right to give these lands out and they gave it out. So the people of Guyana has a right to go and squat. When you accuse the government, when the government wanted to deal with their roads to get the bridge, and when the government wanted to deal with the issue there with the highway, to build the highway, to relocate the squatters on the east bank, all you come out and you talk your bullshit. But the government didn't leave those people hanging. They relocated them. They relocated them. So do the same thing, Guyanese. The lands that the Mohammeds are claiming that belongs to them with no evidence, go and squat on it. Occupy it. And your government is going to give you the means to legally get titles to those lands. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. You can't cost the government when the government is doing things in the interest of the country. Then on one hand, you are discriminated against the poor people of Guyana. You see, Guyanese, this is the man that you're trusting. The man that colludes with Maduro. The man that put Guyana to shame. These are the people that you voted for. The son who comes out and say, oh, he's with the people. And they are taking advantage of the poor people of Guyana in denying them access to land that belongs to the state. It's not the government denying them access, it's the Mohammeds. So while they're showing Susan this and Mustafa this and this minister that and this minister that, while they're doing that to deflect and distract you, they're now taking lawyers to block Guyanese access to land that they have the right to access. These are the Mohammeds that you think are innocent. And you want to give your life for them? Let them face the same fate as Maduro. Like I said, the convictions, the indictment against the Mohammeds are way more than the indictment that Maduro had to deal with. Way more. And look the fate that the Maduro faced. Him and his wife. The rest of them are being pursued. Similar crimes. You're putting your faith in the Mohammeds, sympathizing with them, criticizing the government and all the accusations and allegations you're making against the president, Irfan Ali, with no evidence, you are on the wrong side of history. The wrong side of history. Because before you know it, that black woman, that Rastafarian woman, she will assume the position of the opposition leader of the Win Party. And you would see that the Win Party is indeed PNC, indeed the party that supports and stands only for their small constituents of Negroes. What will the rest of you do then? What? You're going to push Ramotar to start a party of his own? Or he's going to deflect into the Win Party? You have to start now, Guyanese. Start now. Denounce the Win people. Denounce the PNC. I'm calling on the decent-minded Afro-Guyanese to denounce the PNC. Break away from the people from the Win Party and Azzuddin Mohammed. Don't stand with them. Don't stand for them. Let them scraps and scrapes go and protest and get shot. Guyana can do less with them. But stand with your government. Don't you want more airstrips? Don't you want more international hotels? Don't you want more highways? Don't you want more bridges? Don't you want more infrastructure? More businesses? More growth in your country? Of course you do. Then how do you expect to get that? United we stand. Let the division be amongst the Win and the PNC. But as People's Progressive Party civic followers and supporters, we stand in unity with our president, Irfan Ali, and the People's Progressive Party. That's all that matters. I'm going to see what happens, what is the outcome is with this case on the 6th. Like I said, extradition should be on the 8th. But while I'm speaking, I know nothing about what's happening. But in my heart, I hope they leave the country on the 8th of January, which is Thursday. Yeah, day after tomorrow. Let's hope that happens. But for now, stand with President Ali. I encourage you to do so. Until next time, goodbye.